Hey, how are you all? Wow, you guys, you're quick to the mark there. Thank you for the like. How are you guys doing? Why do I feel like this is something? Is it? Am I the other way around? I am, aren't I? I thought as much. How long has that been like that? Hope you're all good, doing well. This is a general collective live reading. How's everyone getting on today? Özlem, hello. Thank you for joining us. This is a general collective live reading. So a few thank yous. Thank Quintina, hello. Özlem, we're going to be using your decks today. Thank you so much to Özlem for the Sacred Geometry Activations deck, which we're going to be utilising first. And then we've got the Tarot de la Nuit. We're going to be using those today. And then we've also very kindly been gifted from Danielle the other deck that we've got here, which is the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot deck, which is insane. And if you didn't watch the Twitch stream on Sunday, the deck is insane. We're going to be utilising that deck next time. Beautiful reading that we saw with those cards, but we're going to be using Özlem's deck today. So shout out to Denny and Özlem. So Mia, hello, hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the 2 likes, guys. I appreciate you. The 8 of you watching, we're going to just wait for a few more people to come in, and then we're going to get jumped. We're going to start. I saw the Edgar Allan Poe deck. It looks awesome. It was insane. The energy, it was weird because I ended up channeling the cards before they came. The energy is that interesting. So I saw a woman by a window. She was playing a harp, and then we saw a woman come out. She was by a window, but she was empty-handed and she was doing this. And it turns out that the feminine was calling in the masculine through her own vibration, the song. And before I channeled I saw the Emperor card. He was sat writing on a desk, and I said, I see a man sat writing on a desk, and then we pulled the Emperor card, who was in fact writing on a desk. So insane cards, guys. If you haven't had a look at the Edgar Allan Poe deck, and if you're interested in tarot, I'd highly recommend them. It's a really interesting deck. Hello Linnell, hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's a really good deck. The symbology is insane, and the energy, it's the energy. Hello Egyptian Warrior, hope you're doing well. Thank you for the 4 likes, guys, and for the 11 of you watching. We're going to give it a few more minutes for everyone to join, and then we're going to jump in. So we're going to be doing the Aries readings from the beginning of February up until the 15th of February. That's going to be uploaded today. So we've done a few collective readings. We're going to be over the next few days channeling the Aries, obviously through to Pisces reading for the 1st to the 15th of February. So look out for that upload today. I'm going to channel this now, and then I'm going to do the Aries. So the Egyptian Warrior, it's in the same deck. Hello Laura, hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the 5 likes, guys. I appreciate you. So let's jump in. Sacred Geometry Activation deck. My website is up and running if you want to check it out. www.jalepsychic.com. That's www.jalepsychic.com. I need to update all of the stuff on here that will reflect that. If there's any issues, though, you need to let me know, because I had an issue with my website the other day. Hello, I'm good, thanks, Lynn. How are you? I had an issue with the website the other day before it went live. So if there's any issues, if you encounter any issues, if there's any problems, let me know. Email address is always jalepsychic@yahoo.com. That's JALEPSYCHIC@yahoo.com. Stacey, how's everyone going? Hi, Hannah. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for the 7 likes, guys. 22 of you watching, 8 likes. I appreciate you. Right, let's jump in. Özlem, let's use your deck to see what we're getting here. Hello, DM Love. Let's have a look. Sometimes I feel like my guides are trolling me. My guides were like, this is only just the beginning. And I'm like, why is it so dramatic? Obviously, we're at the beginning of a lot. I can't today. I can't. Why do they always do this with new decks? They make me look like a freaking idiot. You popped up on my TikTok the other day. Hannah, did you know that I was on your did you know that I was on TikTok, or was it on your For You page? How did that come up? Let me know, Hannah. And give me some feedback if you know, I'm trying something else new out there at the moment with the picker cards, picker numbers. Hello, Mona. Yeah, let me know how you viewed that, Hannah. And it's interesting because a lot of people from here are messaging me going, I just saw your TikTok and the message resonated. There you go. We're getting messages going across different platforms. Okay, this is insane. I like the pick a card one. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the pick a card one. I don't know how I feel about it. The problem with it is about the pick a card one was I had to get the part 2 from a previous TikTok out, but because my website had an issue, I couldn't get the part 2 out because the part 2 was referencing the website, and because the website couldn't come out, so I had to sit and wait over 24 hours, but the good news is that if I hadn't known that the issue of the website was there, then I would have launched it and it would have gone wrong. So that was the blessing in that. All in divine timing, right? But do you like the pick a card ones? See, this is the thing with the pick a card numbers. There's no measure of how accurate they are for you guys, because I get more feedback from the other ones as to, oh my goodness, you know, I've just seen your pick a card, I've just seen your TikTok and it's resonating, but you posted it 4 months ago. And I'm like, yeah, they're timeless. You're meant to get the message when you're meant to get it. Like, that's how it's designed. But there's no measure of the pick a cards how accurate they are for you, because it's the first time I'm not getting any feedback yet. And actually, the reference for one of them was for today. So I might get some feedback today, which is why I'm kind of waiting to sort of see the next time what I post, because I can't get the feedback yet. So I don't know how I feel about them yet. My guides seem to want me to do them. You're waiting for your Aries. You're waiting for the Aries one, are you? You were so spot on point with the last one. I'm excited. I'll be honest with you. I watch my own ones on there, and and I think, yeah, that was accurate. Like, I'll watch my own, and I won't realize at the time that I'm channeling for me. But yeah, sometimes I do channel for me too. I hope there's a different energy to February. I'm going to just put it that way. There's a totally different energy. You were shocked, were you? I hope in a good way. I mean, that's how it's meant to be, right? If it's accurate, I'm glad. That's my job done. Yeah, I kind of feel like February's a different energy, if I'm totally honest with you. So let's see how they go. But Aries one will be uploaded as normal. Hello, hey, HF. Hope you're doing well. So, wow. Okay. This is the first card that's been pulled. Okay, so this is the Universal Love card. I apologize for the reverse image of the text here. I do apologize. For some reason, YouTube has just now, the camera's gone the other way around, which is a little bit frustrating, but hey ho. Okay, so as you can see, beautiful card. Quintina, yeah, oh, the Virgos are spot on as well, are they? That's good. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence ourselves. So we're about to transition into Aquarius season. Okay, we know already on the 24th that we've got Psyche going direct. We already know the full moon on the 28th is in Cancer. Because of the Aquarius energy that's coming through, we're talking about universal energy here and also humanitarian energy. There's going to be a shift from the internal to the external. All right, so we've had Capricorn season that's been internalizing everything. The shadow elements have been coming up. Addictive behaviors have been coming up. Refractions or reflections of wounds that we weren't aware of have been slowly coming up to the surface. Half the people half the absentees from the lives I'm contacting, and they're all referencing things that they're going through. So we know that there's a lot of energy that slowly from this Capricorn season has been bubbling up to the surface, because Capricorns is essentially, you know, it's the karmic energy, right? It's the shadow element. It's the shadow self. It's the subconscious. It's things that were pushed down that haven't been acknowledged or realized, wounds that want to come up that are being reflected in certain addictive behaviors and or patterns or behavioral kind of paths. The energy we're about to go into is essentially a projection of that. But it's also a healing, because when you're releasing it, it heals, right? Once you're letting it go, it heals. But also when you're letting it go, it's already in the environment. So you're going to see a lot of public exchanges. There's going to be more public displays of wounds. When is Mercury in retrograde? Why do I think it's March, or it could be February? Let's see. I don't. Did you hear that train? Mercury retrograde dates 2020. February to March the 9th. February the 16th to March the 9th. So we've got a couple of weeks. We've got a couple of weeks. So the shadow element of that will probably begin roughly around the 2nd of February. So we've got a few weeks or so. The loud train, exactly. Hi, Amanda. I hope you're doing well. So again, the universal love. So it's talking about a healing element within the collective, which is good. We need that, right? We need that. Bottom of the deck is healing. So essentially what it's saying is here is we're going into, they're just talking about it being a transition period. So whereas possibly before you've been kind of holding that energy in or internalizing it or trying to understand it, not being able to figure out how and why you're feeling a certain way. Yeah, it's going to be a release. It's going to be a release. So if you, again, any air signs, again, probably be a bit of a release for you guys, because Capricorn, it's an earthy element. So again, addictive patterns of behavior, food, drink, anything, again, that is more earthly in nature, especially could be symptomatic of, sometimes it's hard, again, self-soothing. It's that self-medicating energy, right? Now it's like we're transitioning into this. Because again, don't forget, Psyche going direct is about that mental release as well. And then the moon, full moon, and obviously the 28th in Cancer is going to be that emotional release. Isn't 2021 retrograde? Oh, hang on. I looked at 2020 dates. I'm looking at the wrong freaking year. I still think I'm in 2020. Isn't 2021 retrograde 30th of January to February the 20th? Which means we're in Capricorn. So we're already in the shadow period at the moment. Just don't worry about understanding anything. There's no point. There's no point. I wouldn't even sit and try and force yourself to understand something that, if it's not freely available information-wise to you, go with it. Don't. I feel like people are trying to force themselves to understand things at the moment. I don't think, this is the thing. If you're reflecting and you're looking at your own patterns of behavior and you're understanding, and you can pinpoint, like you're meditating on it, and you're sitting in that energy, what's the difference? Right, so let's carry on with the reading. I know you guys all want to ask me a million questions, but let's see what the guides have to say. So, healing and universal love, all right? So the collective is going to be undergoing a purge. The collective will be undergoing a purge, right? So there's a disharmony at present, okay? So think about a cohesive energy. If something is blocking that, wounds, negative low vibrational energy, subconscious patterns of behavior that are detrimental to growth, that has to be released first, right, before the cohesion, the alchemizing can take place. Yeah, Egyptian warrior. It's easier said than done, but yeah, that's the best way to at the moment, because don't forget, we're close to that Aquarius energy. We're so close to that Aquarius energy. All right. Underneath that is consciousness. So that again, we're about to have a shift in consciousness. So the perception of things. Does someone else have extreme headaches? I mean, we're okay. If you are concerned with it, I've got to say this for legal reasons. If you are concerned for any medical issues, you need to go and seek medical advice. However, we are ascending from a carbon-based body to a crystalline body. You are going to have ascension symptoms. You are going to have aches and pains. You are going to have, especially if you're unblocking things. Now, I'll give you an example. You need to tune into that energy. What does it look like? Again, if you want a session with me, I can talk you through how to do that, right? But there's something that you're being shown in these different elements and symptoms, right? And again, of course, you have to seek medical advice. However, it's better off to understand how your body works now, because then you're going to understand. Think about how many times you've gone to the doctor and the doctor's gone, why don't you come back in 2 weeks? And if the symptom's still there, then we'll look into it. And then you go back in 2 weeks and they still go, oh, it's just seasonal flu. Oh, it's just the weather change. Oh, and it's just like, is that it? Is that I'm going to get told off for this, but that's my opinion on that. And again, maybe you can sit there and say, well, what, are you a science professional? I mean, I'm writing a book on it. So, I mean, we'll see when the book comes out, right? You know, but because basically I was in a bed for 3 years ill. And so, yeah, you're right. I do know a little bit about my own healing, a little bit. Yeah. So I'm willing to put that into a book. This is the problem. So you're talking about a spiritual energy that is an upgrade, right? And I'm sure these people are highly able, highly talented individuals within a certain area. I'm sure they're very talented and they're extraordinarily capable and able individuals. I'm fairly sure of it based on their degrees and their qualifications. But when you're looking at a more advanced energy in terms of ascension, evolution of humans, if you're studying 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and the scientists have got a set awareness of what our bodies can do at that point in time, how in the F, excuse my language, are they going to have any awareness outside of that? And yes, I did say that. Yes, I did say that. Some of the most talented doctors I've ever met are healers, in my opinion. Okay. So, yeah, it's there has to be a balance though, but we can't just randomly go off on a tangent with the fact that there's no scientific, because it has to come from something, right? Okay, so like I said, there's a transition here, and again, it's things that we thought we knew that's being changed. It's things that we thought we felt that's coming into a change. It's things we thought understood, but we have to take responsibility for that. We can't just sit and go, dude up the road who listen, he could have been drinking all night, this doctor. You could have gone into his surgery and he could have been drinking all night, or you don't know what's going on with them, and they could just be, you don't know. I feel like I have to take responsibility for my own health, because then you know you've done everything about it. It's the same with anything. You're taking your own responsibility, and that's not to dismiss anyone's medical knowledge or expertise or talent. It's to say we've got to use discernment here. And if you're sat with the same symptoms 15 million years on, look into it, start doing the research, right? Use common sense. Okay, so there's a transition here. There's a transition point here. All right, let's see what else they want to give. Here we go. Bottom of the deck. Discernment, use common sense based on the information, the feelings you're getting. I'll give you an example. If you're sat and you're feeling really low and vulnerable, but you've got 15 people around you who are very negative, is it your issue or is it the environment you're in? Let's say, for example, you're not working at the moment. You've got this situation going on in the outside world there that you think that, you know, maybe your work situation is a problem for you and that you're wondering what's happened to you, why you're being punished. Look at other work, methods of work. It could be that spirit are trying to show you something. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. So there's going to be people that are going to also start coming into awareness here of what the truth is. This is the year of truth. And Aquarius is the humanitarian energy that promotes truth and awareness, right? Because you're looking at it from a higher perspective. You're looking at it. The water bearer, the Aquarius, is the energy that essentially is using that detachment or objectivity to discern what is right or what is the element of truth within the reality. So what you're doing is you're going into a totally like a kind of, you know, an extreme opposite of what you've just come in from. So that Capricorn energy where you're very insular, more introverted energy, possibly, which I'm sure a lot of you've been feeling, into that more external kind of extroverted energy that is wanting to kind of interact and wanting to kind of, again, offset the information you've learned and kind of compare and, again, interact with the collective. The dynamic is going to shift, and this is the world dynamic, okay? Because, again, you can't have this kind of changes internally, because don't forget, Capricorn, everyone's going to have been going through that on some level. So when you're bringing that into a collective energy and externalizing it, there's a big shift that will be coming. It won't be seen immediately. It'll be around the March, April time, but the frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. There you go. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. So there's going to be new awarenesses, new insight, okay? New insight because of the energy. Let's jump into the tarot. Let's jump into this beautiful Tarot de la Nuit, courtesy of Özlem, and see what Spirit have to say. What is it? The deck is beautiful. The box is insane. Very beautiful imagery and artwork we've got on here. Really beautiful, really stunning. And again, you can see reference to full moon. Tarot de la Nuit. Nuit means night in French. So let's have a look. Night, obviously referencing the subconscious. Winter, which is what we're in. So very good pick, Özlem. Well done. Right, let's have a look. My guys are saying you can't have it all. What are you referencing there? I'm just saying use discernment. Okay, let's see. Okay, we've got the Eight of Pentacles. This is a working card, all right? This is putting energy and focus into a particular area. But it's interesting because, hang on, what am I getting from this here? Someone's got some information that they're not utilizing. There's an awareness that someone's it's like someone knows something, but they're not doing anything about it. Wow, the Magician. So, okay, there's an energy here it's like a holding area of energy it's just needing to have the right. If anyone hasn't watched the reading from yesterday, I would suggest you watch the first one, which is about luck. The second one is If You Believe, and now this. If you haven't, I'm just gonna say that now. For anyone who hasn't watched those first two, because this feels like it's leading on from that. All right. So again, if you haven't, if you're watching later at some point, I would suggest you watch Change in Luck, If You Believe, and now this one, because it feels like it's leading on. They're just talking about a build-up and a release of energy. This has been, oh, thank you so much, Stacey. I hope it helped. It's almost like do you remember ages ago I was talking about the slingshot and it's going to be released? This feels like the actual release, if I'm totally honest with you. Holding bay, they're talking about it being a hold. It really resonated. That's good. I'm glad it did. They're talking about karma here. They're talking about karma. What you reap, you sow. If you've been sat in Capricorn season trying to almost view things and thinking, why? How is this even able to happen? How is this so unfair? Yet this is not being looked at. No, what are these guys doing about it? Like, why? Why is this able to happen? When you've been doing all that, you've been lamenting over that. That sends a message upstairs, which people like me get, and then we explain it. All right, that's good karma. So it basically this is the results. It feels like this is the results of that. You know, this is the results. So yeah, if you've been saying that for a month, then people have been hearing. But you've got to remember, it's not just you, Stacey. And I appreciate that you've probably been very difficult to go through that. But you're definitely not alone with that. And I feel like when you're collectively doing that, it does something. First of all, the energy anyway of Aquarius is it's a very healing energy. The star is about Aquarius. It references Aquarius. It's about hope, but it's also about the healing element. It's the healing quality. All right. It's the pitchers. It's the two water pitchers. It's going from spirit into your own cup. So there's an exchange. Okay. This is about to be a build-up of that, or you'll have some within Aquarius season, you'll have some kind of element of that. Can you see around her belt? She's got the 8 infinity sign. This is people don't think it's under their control, but it is. This is all it's like you know how you have a timer of a home for different things, like a lights, or you know, a timer for the porch light to go out or on, a timer for the heating to go on, if you're in the UK, a timer for, you know, only UK people will understand that reference, or maybe even the US has that, I don't know, but I know for central heating, I know the US don't have central heating. So yeah, we have timers for these things. This is a timer that's going off. It's a gold, correct, it's a gold one. It's a gold one, which is about transmutation and alchemical transmutation, which we've just been referencing in the previous cards. It's time. You can't have something, a path cleared, unless the old has been released. And this is exactly it. The belt is supported. She's supported, right? So this is spiritual support. The Magician card is the spiritual support. This is, if you can see her expression here, it looks like she doesn't understand, but she does. This is almost like a channeled energy. You're being anchored. This is anchored into you. This is the upgrade you've been having, the headaches, the other references, unless it's an ongoing health issue, which you would need to seek help from a GP. And I have to say that for legal reasons. This is the anchored energy. If you're channeling that energy into you, you're an anchor for that light, right? The alchemical process of, like I've said, you're internalizing everything. It's like you heat up water, so that obviously that it all changes, doesn't it? The dynamic of what's the water molecules change, don't they, when you heat them up? This is exactly it. The pressure, the build up, the channeling, the 21st, the conjunction of the 21st, the upgrade, and the interaction with the energy kind of downloads that we've been having, the internalized energy where we're sort of holding it all in. Again, it's that kind of, again, it's a pressure, right? And then the release, it's a spark. It's a spark of energy that's being created. It's a friction spark, right? So again, she's sitting on it, waiting for that opportunity. She sat on a book. She doesn't look upset. She looks as though that she's aware of the timing element, or there's a comfort in it. And then suddenly there's a reaction. There's that kind of energy to sort of be perpetuated forward. And as you can see, you've got the butterflies there, which is talking about transformational energy. All right. The red is the earthy groundedness as well. This is the root chakra. This is the security. So this is a security element realized. So again, you could have been trying to find your security in the last month. You could have been feeling a little bit off balance. You could have been feeling like there wasn't anything to support you, or you weren't understood, or you didn't understand yourself. Like I said, keep going, because there's a breakthrough right here. This is breakthrough. Okay. But if you're, I mean, look, this is for the people who are trying to do what they can to understand this, or trying to do the spiritual development. If you're sat just, eating Monster Munch, watching the Desperate Housewives or the Real Housewives of frickin' New York, I don't know if I'm going to be able to help you there, because I feel like this is more people that have been trying to focus on something within them that is being offset with what they're here to do. This is what I'm talking about here. This is the twin flames. Do you know what I mean? It's the ones, the people that the real ones. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is non-muggles, okay? This is the non-muggle area that we have walked into now at this point. No offense if you're watching those kind of TV shows, but I personally, I don't get it. I just don't get it. But anyway, each to their own. Okay, we've got card escaping. No wonder. Finally, she's got it in her grasp. Finally, she's got it in her grasp. This one was trying to escape me. Okay. I've got to laugh at the reference to this card. Ice Queen. She's holding a particle. She's holding a fragment. It looks like a snowflake, right? Winter. Something's frozen. She's holding it ready. This is the Page of Pentacles here. She's holding it. She's got hold of it. Is that you, is it? This is, it's frozen in time. This is how I want to say it. Something's been frozen in time. Something has been frozen in time. I'm hearing being caught off guard. This is what I'm hearing, being caught off guard. I don't know if that's caught you off guard. I don't know if something's going to catch you off guard. The way that, I'm not joking, it ran between my legs. It literally jumped between my legs, and then I was like trying to grab hold of it. Yeah, so the bottom of the deck is the Fool. Beautiful energy. Dina. So again, it's that new release. Fool is the first of the major arcana. We know it's Aries energy. It's also the beginning, sign. The water molecules are now frozen. They also change. Exactly. So the reference to the water again. There you go, Laura. Yeah, exactly that. It's caught her off guard. This is not going to be how you expect it to be. I mean, she's doing something right, and she's turning back. This is not going to happen. This is not going to happen as you expect it to happen. This is not going to happen as you expect it to happen. I'm going to just be honest with you. And I don't know why, but I feel like someone here, I've just got it in my head, has got an idea in their head about how this is going to develop. And it's not a bad way. It's just good. It's a good thing, but it's like it's going to be better than imagined is how I want to say it. Yeah. Bottom of the deck is the 8 of Swords. So again, can you see she's on a clock, waiting, worrying. I feel like, yeah, I agree, Adela. It doesn't, but I feel there's a difference in this. It's like, you'll know what I'm saying when it happens. It's going to take you off guard. Nothing ever does, yeah, but I'm saying there's a very definitive being taken off guard here, all right? And even with me saying it, there's still a definitive being taken off guard because it feels like there's a build-up, all right? But there's an overthinking quality to it where someone's overthinking, worrying, overthinking, how do I do this? And what do I do with that? And do I say something now? And now if that's not you, then you know it's someone else around you. Quintina, if you enjoy them, then don't. Why should you, right? If you enjoy it, what's the difference? If you really like that kind of a thing, and it's your something to take your mind off things, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Because we all have things that we try and use to sort of switch off a little bit. Like meditation is how I use mine usually. Exactly, Charity. But it's if you're overdoing it, I would say that's a little bit unhealthy, like when you're binge watching them. But then that's your choice, it's your decision. It's up to you. So there's an overthinking here going on. There's a lot of overthinking and worrying about if you've got enough time. What about why is it not happening? When is it going to happen? What? We get it. You're annoyed with the situation. Listen, I'm annoyed. I'm still in lockdown until probably March. I'm going to be honest with you. They are probably going to let me out this house sometime in the year 2040. All right. This is my 3rd lockdown now. I haven't really come out of my house for like nearly a year. All right. So do you know what I mean? Trust me when I can relate to this, because I'm also sat here thinking this is a bit much. Like, but what do? We don't sit wishing our time away, right? We utilize that. We utilize the opportunity for the good. Okay. So if you feel like you're limited in other ways that you can't go outside, this is why I've reduced my lives down for this month. And it's probably going to go into next month as well now, if I'm totally honest with you, because I'm not about to, while this stuff is getting more, because this energy in this country, if anyone's in the UK, you'll be able to testify, is awful right now. And I know you guys in the Americas had a big day today, and congratulations on your inauguration. Whether or not you're pro or against, obviously it's still a big day for America, and I'm congratulating you on that basis, because it's a big day. Whether or not it went in your favor or against your favor, I'm hoping for peace and obviously resolution with, you know, what's been going on in the last couple of months and disharmony that you guys have had. That's my wish for you, that there's a balance and that there's a fairness. So yeah, but in terms of the next month, I probably won't be doing, I'll be doing lives once a week still. All right. And the Twitch streams I might have to review as well on Sunday. I think I'm going to still stick to about an hour, but I don't think I'm going to be able to be doing the 2 hours. Lockdown is killing your witchy vibe. However, spirituality, it's been awesome. Oh yes, spiritually, it's been, you're laughing. Unless you're someone like me who still doesn't have time to do what they need to do. But yeah, the lockdown is a joke. It's, yeah, it is what it is. You're welcome, Linnell. Just use it to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. You know. Is that, are you in the US? Are you, Adela? Yeah, it's the same here, hon. It's the same here. It's just, we've got very strong gale force winds as well at the moment, so the weather's pretty bleak. That's probably the best way to describe it. But you know what? It is what it is. We're in the sort of middle part of the winter, really, aren't we? So it is what it is. This is the time for that hibernation energy. Don't forget the symbology of winter, what it references. Right. I don't know why, but I want to say someone's been putting pressure on a masculine, or the masculine feels pressure to come forward. Oh, really? Is there really? Amy, I've been hearing a lot of very extreme weather in Seattle. I've been hearing that there's been a lot of extreme weather there. So I don't know if you're on the West Coast there or if you're in the Northwest. I'm not sure. But I've been hearing about some particular weather over there as well, actually. Yeah. That makes it. Oh, you're in California, are you? Wow. I think that's interesting. I've got a friend in California. He's been telling me the energy's been not so great. Okay, so someone masculine feels like either he's needing to come forward, there's an expectation. Yeah, lots of extreme weather. That makes sense. Again, the externalization of kind of a lot of imbalance there. UK here had COVID and survived. Mona K, yeah, very windy, extremely windy in PM. Oh, Pacific Northwest. Yeah, I've heard that. I heard that around the Pacific Northwest, it's been really kind of extreme, very, very extreme kind of weather. I'll be honest with you, I feel like it might, lots of rain. Yeah, a lot of rain. It's clearly an imbalance in the ecosystem, isn't it? There's an imbalance there. Or could be a correction. It could be that the ecosystem is correcting itself. My cat won't even go outside. Wow. King of Swords in the reverse, and then we've got the Nine of Cups. So there's a feminine energy that's wishing and wanting and waiting. Do you know, which is really, look at that. What did I say about luck? And we've got this 4-leaf clover energy here with the Nine of Cups. Luck is on your side. Luck is on your side. Okay, this is what I'm hearing. The problem with it is there's an energy here of a masculine that's, again, is biding their time. They're not speaking yet, is what I'm hearing. Ain't me. They're not speaking yet. They need to come forward, but they're not speaking yet. Let me just... Wow. Wow. So this is a big jump in energy. This is what I think they're talking about when it says that you're not going to see this coming. This is about to speed up very quickly. This is about to speed up. There's a realization from the masculine side, knowing what to do. There's a realization. The masculines know what to do. Are they doing it at the moment? No, because the timing's not quite right. But there's a realization. And I'll be really honest with you, what they're planning. I'm debating whether or not to say anything, because I feel like that my guides are saying you don't say it, you don't say it, don't say it. Okay, let me see what I can say. And the reason I'm doing this is not to be annoying. It's not to be annoying. It's part of the process, is what I'm hearing it as. Yeah, it has to be a surprise. That's exactly how I want to say it. It has to be a surprise. If I say it to you, then what can I say? Why are we? Then my guides are saying don't. Okay, hang on. Let me just see what I can say. This is going to really speed up very quickly. Yep. Do you know what's really interesting? I'm going to admit something to you guys. So I use these cards. Yesterday for my reading that I did yesterday, and the energy is insane. And I think I don't know if it was wax or if it was water from like, I've got like a spray bottle that it's like Florida water. I think it might have been that, but it fell because when I was like, and it leaked on the card. But look at the framing of the card, almost like a purification. But this is the King of Pentacles, which is talking about, again, it's that kind of offering of a solid commitment. Yeah, this does resonate with last what it's mean, but it's almost like a purification. So it's like there's a purification process that has to happen first, but it's overnight. It's like a immediate shift, immediate change. Because of all the cards that there was about, there's about 10 cards on. The only card that was affected was the masculine card, which was talking about offering commitment. And it wasn't, look at the framing. It looks like it's been framed. It looks like it's been framed the way it came onto the card. Of course, I patted it down immediately when I spotted it. I patted it down, but it's me patting it down that's, I think, created where the watermark was. And don't forget, and I'm going to be honest with you, I was actually so upset because I was like, why, Spirit? Why are you doing this to the cards? Like, I haven't, it wasn't on stream. Like, and I think if it had been on stream, I would have been even more embarrassed, if I'm totally honest with you. But because obviously I feel bad, but my guides are smiling and I'm just sat there going, what on earth? But this is, it's a certain way of it needing to happen this way. And if that's the kind of energy that needs to come through, then that's how it needs to come through. I mean, I'm a bit annoyed that they couldn't do that to me in the live rather than the cards, but my guides are like, you can't have it all. Do you remember the message we just had when I was shuffling the cards? You can't have it all. That's exactly right. You can't have it all. We can't have this kind of message and then get annoyed about how it's come through. Yeah, so I mean, if you're talking about how signs work, it aren't all signs divinely guided. The sleep, the body changes, the headaches, it's all part of an upgrade. It's all part of an upgrade, unless you have a medical condition, in which point you would need to seek medical assistance and or advice, which is what I have to say legally. Okay, but yeah, it's part of an upgrade. There's a, how do I explain it? You know how when we were first starting out on this planet, we didn't really discover too many other planets, and then recently the last planet to be acknowledged was Pluto, and now they're seeing more and more things externally, and spotting and discovering more and more things externally. It's a reflection of our inner beings and our inner worlds. The more consciousness and awareness we have, the more external awareness there is. Okay, that's how it works. As above, so below. That's where the phrase comes from, right? So if you're thinking about how as a collective evolution, our bodies are shifting. Our chakra systems are also shifting, as above, so below, right? As well as within, you know, again, there's a mirroring element. So if there's a systematic change within our energy center, then physically there's going to be a change as well. That's logic. Logic dictates that if we're talking about an energetic change, let's say, for example, you walk into a boiling hot room for an hour and a half. Are you going to sit there and be like, duh, 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 duh? No, because your body's going to react, isn't it? Or if you sit in a freezer for 4 days, are you going to be like, wait, let's sit here for another week? No, because again, your body will react to that. It's the same thing. So when people are talking about changes in the body, make notes, because this is, again, when this all calms down, you're going to wish you'd remembered all these little symptoms. Make notes about it. Take notes. This happened. Endocrine system. Okay, especially with your endocrine system, because that's at the moment the most shift is around that energy. All right. And if you don't know what that is, Google it. Especially for the women, the hormonal system is extraordinarily changing. It's very much a lot of changes going on. There's millions of different reasons for this. Again, if I say your reason, Laura, it's not going to help other people, because it's going to be different for everyone. All right, it's going to be very different for everybody. It could be blocked through a third eye chakra. It could be an upgrade to the chakras around the crown and also the third eye. It could be your divine masculine's going through an upgrade, which means it's reflecting back to you. It could be that there is a situation around the central nervous system, again, the endocrine system, that would relate to that as well. It could be a dietary issue. It could be there's a 15 million things that if you were to tell me the head issue, that it would be related. It could be that you've got planets in Aries, and again, because Chiron is in Aries and it relates to the head, could be to do with that. All right, you know, so just again, use discernment. It could be based on where Capricorn is in your chart. It could be in the first house. You could have a Capricorn ascendant, which is, again, first house is Aries. Okay, perfect. If you guys are all talking about the same thing, then that's good. We're on to something awesome. Okay. The offer is yours. That's what I'm hearing. The offer is yours. The offer is yours. The offer. If you can't see that, which probably you can't, we've just seen the King of Pentacles. I've just heard the offer is yours. The offer is yours. She's got the key in her hand. The offer is yours, and she's about to walk through the gate. The offer is yours. 10 of Pentacles. She's holding the red string of fate. All right? The offer is yours. If you watched on Sunday's Twitch stream, we had a similar message, which is it's done. It's done. Timeline. There was a timeline. I mean, look, obviously at some point there's a timeline evolution, isn't there? And at some points they close out timelines because there's no longer a possibility of going back. It's done. Is this going to be every single okay. Let me give you specifics, because I don't want to sit here and be like, and every single person that's going to watch this, which is going to be over 100 of you in total, probably maybe 200 of you, this is actually all of you are going to have this. Are all of you going to have this? No, because I'm not going to sit and blow hot smoke up backsides. I'm not going to do that. But if you feel like there's been energetic changes within you, right? Exactly, the pineal gland. If you've had energetic changes within you, right, then, and you've been seeing that the last few kind of readings have been adding up, it's all adding up to you, you know it, you've been sensing this, the references, okay, the references that I've been giving, your collective monthlies would have reflected the information as well. You're feeling it. It's kind of starting to come fruition. Then the likeness is for you. No worries, Veronica. Thanks for joining us. It's going to happen quick. Knight of Swords. This is a fast moving card. We channeled a long time ago about the wolves, right? Do you remember we saw that in the moon card, the full moon, we had the black and the white wolf on either side. Looks like the 28th might be a bit important. Looks like the 28th, the full moon, might be a bit important. The world. The ending. This is the last card of the major arcana. The end. Looks like the full moon may be a bit important. Seven of Pentacles, the wait. The waiting game is over, possibly. She's holding something in her hand here. It looks like a shoe. It looks like she's holding a red shoe. Wait for that to... Can you see? You've got a goose in the background as well. This is like, looks like the black swan, right? The subconscious. So the Capricorn season has brought about anything that needed to be brought up. Possibly for some of you, enough for both mirrored twins to have a release long enough to have a possible resolution. All right. The sun. A new day. The sun. Awareness, awakening, light, truth. A new day. Enlightenment. The truth, right? The truth. Spirit. Awareness. Consciousness. Aquarius energy. Consciousness. So, is it going to be this full moon or next full moon? But the offer's coming. Page of Cups. Excuse the this again, I'm sure YouTube's going to hate me for sending these images. And the Empress. The offer is coming to the divine feminine. The offer is coming. And again, she's already fallen asleep, right? She thinks nothing's happening. She doesn't think anything's going to go on. So it could even be that some of you who are sat there going, it's not going to be me. Remember, element of surprise. Card underneath that, the moon. Just to hit that home. So we've got the sun and the moon reuniting. The masculine and the feminine. The sun, the masculine, the moon, the feminine. We had last year in 2020, we had a series of eclipses that were falling on Capricorn and Cancer axis, which reference the tree of life. We're in Capricorn season and we're about to go into the full moon, which is in Cancer. The cards, the symbology of the cards, the sun and the moon, the eclipse. This is the back of the deck. What does that reference? Evolution. A total change in so much more than people are probably aware of. Everything that people are here to do is starting at this point. If you are in a twin flame union or a twin flame connection, everything that you need to do or have been brought here to do is starting at this point. And you are exactly in the right place at the right time, which is why they reference time, and which is why when I give readings, and if I tell you, listen, this is not the right time, or we need to be a bit aware of what the context is to all this. I'm not just randomly talking. It's real, you know. It's a real thing. Right, let's see. I'm going to pull a few more cards. Let's go with the Romance Angels. Thank you for the 18 likes. The 36 of you that are watching, I appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. What is the message, please? The reconciliation card has just come out. Let's have a look. What is the message? We've got forgiving and learning. Okay, so again, can you see you've got a lot of spiritual activity around a masculine here? All right. You're getting a lot of support. What did we see at the beginning? We saw the gold belt, right? Which is that spiritual support, pushing. Okay. Bottom of the deck. What did I say? They're not ready to express themselves yet. Bottom of the deck, express your love. That's brilliant, Michelle. I'm happy. I'm really happy about that. That's brilliant. I'm glad. I'm glad that they're useful. I'm glad that they're of use. That's definitely why I do this. Yeah. Right, let's have a look. Right, let's see. As long as it's helping, these headaches though. Right, selenite. Get yourself some selenite. If everyone is struggling, okay, this is what you guys need to do. You need to tune in. You need to tune in and you need to ask what it is that's showing you, because we've got to be responsible for that too, right? And if you're tuning in, it's getting worse, ask them to turn the energy down a little bit. But if there's a message that you're not seeing, it could be that you're getting unblocked, or the divine masculine counterpart is also being unblocked. There's many different symptoms and reasons, right? Okay. Yeah, remember, we take responsibility for ourselves, right? Because even though we have these professional people that, you know, have trained, we try and learn ourselves. It's so much easier. When I was in a bed for 3 years, you think any doctors knew what they were going to do with me? Absolutely. I had to figure it out myself. Otherwise, I'd still be in that bed. This is why I'm telling you, like, I'm saying the things I'm saying for this. I'm not just sat here blowing, you know, talking absolute random information because, you know, I might as well just make myself look good. This is real, you know. It's a real thing. So we've got to take responsibility for that. And, you know, we're not victims, are we? So I'm not. I don't know about any of you. Look at that. Look at that energy. Look, how beautiful is that? How beautiful is that energy? And I don't know why, but that card matches my top. When it comes to matters of the heart, there's no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. And on that note, guys, it's been a pleasure. Watch out for the Aries reading today. Hope you have a wonderful evening, day, wherever you are. Until next time, guys, take care.